Ladies and gentlemen, these bouts are under the supervision and control of the Missouri Division of Athletics, Tim Lukanoff, Executive Director. These bouts are promoted by Shamrock Promotions. The matchmaker tonight is Rob Donaker. The judges working tonight's bouts are Travis Busking, Rob Francis, and Robin Veal. The referee is Mark Wassum, and the timekeeper and counting knockdowns is Steve Holly. The physician sitting ringside, the Honorable Dr. Dom Richards. Let's bring out our next bout of the evening, Shaun Scott.
Making his professional mixed martial arts debut tonight, it is Shaun Scott. He is literally one of the most athletic people in this division. Literally a national champion gymnast. He also does strongman competitions along with the world of mixed martial arts. Shaun Scott is just one of those guys who literally has power for days and cardio that does not quit.
You know, Shaun Scott is over here, not even in the cage yet, so excited and so happy to making his pro debut. He's bouncing around as they're putting the grease on him.
Shaun Scott told me that in his training for this, he actually trained with a national trampoline expert because he feels that it's very, very similar to the world of MMA and the footwork.
Let's bring out his opponent tonight, Kevin Brown.
Coming to the cage tonight, it is Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown is a hard-hitting boxer. He looks to use that boxing tonight. He wants to keep this fight standing and play those angles and look to do damage. He gave me one simple statement in the beginning. He said, I want to break Shaun Scott's nose. Here we go with our tail of the tape. Shaun Scott, 27 years old, 5'10", 170.2 pounds, out of St. Louis, Missouri. Kevin Brown, 30 years old, 6'2", 171 pounds, out of Phoenix, Arizona.
You know, Kevin Brown has more professional experience. Professional MMA and professional boxing, and also professional kickboxing. Kevin Brown's one of those type of guys, he'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. He's fought professional boxers with 200-300 amateur fights. He doesn't care.
And he looks to make a statement here tonight.
This bout is brought to you by Low T St. Louis. Tonight, fighting out of the blue corner this evening, he stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighs in at 170.2 pounds. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, Shaun Scott. His opponent tonight, fighting from across the cage out of the red corner this evening. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighs in at 171.5 pounds. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, Kevin Brown.
You know, one thing to note in this fight, Jeremy, Shaun Scott was the Shamrock FC amateur middleweight champ. As he's making his pro debut, he's dropping down to welterweight. I'm very curious to see if he can bring that strength with him down to welterweight.
The other thing that I find interesting, Shaun Scott told me as he lands a big takedown, he was 230 pounds of pure muscle 5 months ago.
That's a huge cut. He looks a lot bigger than Kevin Brown.
Oh, big shot to the head there. Look at the strength coming of Shaun Scott.
Shaun Scott is all over Kevin Brown. But like we said earlier, fighters built like Shaun Scott to carry all that muscle tend to tire quickly, and the pace he's keeping up. You know, Shaun Scott is coming from the amateur ranks. This is his pro debut. He's used to 3-minute rounds. These are 5-minute rounds.
Kevin Brown looking to fight the hands here. Scott getting the big takedown. Working his way into half guard now, looks to do some damage.
Kevin Brown's going to want to get an underhook with his left arm. Scott, very nice job of passing in the mount. Brown kind of muscles out of that position. Scott is all over Kevin Brown. not giving him a second to breathe.
Literally no space whatsoever is being given by Shaun Scott. Nice cradle to takedown. Ends up in side control.
Here's where Scott should try and start working some elbows. Going to the north-south position. He can look for a Kimura here, and he slides around to take the back of Kevin Brown. Now Brown giving his back once again. A lot of scrambling from Kevin Brown. Shaun Scott is one step ahead in every position.
Nice elbows there coming from Shaun Scott.
Brown needs a push on the knee and shrimp back to half guard.
Scott doing a good job here to flatten him out.
On a rear naked choke. That might be under the chin. It's hard to see. He's about to tap.
He's trying to fight it.
And there's
there
a
it
tap.
was.
You know, Shaun Scott was all over Kevin Brown. He looked much improved from his last fight.
I think we know what's coming. Here it goes.
Plenty of energy still for a backflip. All three Scott brothers doing a backflip together in the ring, in the cage, I'm sorry.
Crazy, crazy there. As we look at our instant replay here, we see Shaun Scott cranking on that. Kevin Brown thought a couple of times, tried to fight the hands to no avail, ends up forced to tap.
You know, that was a dominant performance from Shaun Scott. He didn't give Kevin Brown 1 second to breathe that whole fight.
Purely swarmed that entire fight. So let's send it up to the cage to Stephen Baer to give us our results.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has ended 2 minutes and 31 seconds of round number 1 by rear naked choke. Your winner out of the blue corner, Shaun Scott.
Shaun Scott taking the big win tonight here at Shamrock FC 275. We still have a whole lot more action coming up. More fights to go, and we'll be right back right after this.